Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel Dentistry to the Point. This is Dr. Saloni Jain, and in this video we'll be dealing with the skin lesion that is pemphigus. Now pemphigus is itself derived from a Greek word which means blister or bubble. Now what's a blister? Blister is nothing but an elevated lesion which is filled with fluid. So pemphigus is actually characterized as a serious chronic skin disease which has the appearance of vesicles and bullas on the skin and the mucous membrane. Now, what is a vesicle and bulla has been talked in detail in a separate video where I have discussed the classification of vesicles and bullas. So, I'll give the link in the description box and also you pop an I button here. So, please check that out. A vesicle and a bulla is nothing but fluid-filled elevated lesions on the skin or eruptions on the skin. But a vesicle is small, that is having a diameter less than 1 centimeter, while a bulla is larger blister having more than 1. Okay, so now this pemphigus is a group of disease, or it is described as a group of autoimmune blistering diseases of the skin and mucous membrane. Now this autoimmune word later we are going to see in the video, a whole briefing of this word is going to be there. So abhi ke liye you remember this line that pemphigus actually is described as a group of autoimmune blistering diseases of the skin and the mucous membrane, and it has 3 subsets to it. The first one is pemphigus vulgaris, the second is pemphigus foliaceus, and the third is paraneoplastic pemphigus, of which the pemphigus vulgaris accounts for almost 70%, or the majority of the cases of pemphigus are the pemphigus vulgaris, the most common variety. So we will see the pemphigus vulgaris in detail. Okay, so now in pemphigus vulgaris, talking about the etiopathogenesis की how ये disease is formed या कैसे इसमें इतना blistering होता है या क्यों vesicles और बुल्ले बनते हैं. So 2 things have to be remembered for pemphigus vulgaris around which the whole disease rotates. First is autoimmunity and second is intraepithelial या intradermal blisters. ठीक है, सबसे वैसे तो intraepithelial या intradermal meaning क्या होता है? It is within the epithelium या within the layers of the epithelium. जब अपने को पता है कि there are several layers of the epithelium, stratum corneum, stratum basal, stratum granulosum, तो इनके बीच में जब blisters या आपकी fluid filled lesions बनेंगे, that is known as intraepithelial और intradermal. अगर उसके नीचे बनेंगे तो subepithelial या subdermal. Okay, so this is one thing कि pemphigus vulgaris shows intraepithelial blistering, very important point to be remembered कि within the epithelial blistering हो रही है. And second thing is autoimmunity. Now, आपने को सबको we all know this कि normally आपकी body की immunity का काम है to fight against the germs or your bacteria or your fungi. But when the body produces antibodies against the healthy tissues of the body, that is known as autoimmunity. कि जब body में ऐसे कुछ alterations आते हैं किसी चीज की वजह से, so that the body produces antibodies against the healthy tissues of the body itself mistakenly, that's known as anti-immunity. Okay, so ये 2 terms you have to remember. So the basic mechanism for etiopathogenesis of pemphigus is, मैं आपको basic बताती हूँ, फिर we'll go कि कैसे कब क्यों involve होता है. So basic thing is क्या कि body shows autoimmunity, ठीक है, तो body produces antibodies, ठीक है, body produces antibodies against the healthy protein, ठीक है, the skin में जो आपका healthy protein होता है, so body produces antibodies against that healthy proteins. Now healthy proteins में antibody produce होती है तो उसकी वजह से क्या होता है, epithelium में break आता है. epithelium में आपका keratin होता है, that is proteins present होता है. healthy proteins को antibodies affect करती है, epithelium में break आता है, break की वजह से space create होती है, वहाँ पे fluid filling होती है जिसकी वजह से blister form होते हैं. So this is the basic mechanism. Now how this takes place we'll see. Okay, so the responsible antibody which is produced by the body is your circulating IgG antibodies. As we know, we have several antibodies in the body like IgA, IgM, etc. One of them is IgG and mainly IG1 and IG4. Okay, so these are the 2 one like G1 and G4 उसके subtypes होते हैं. तो G1 and G4 specifically circulating antibodies होती है IgG की, जो कि अफेक्ट करती है आपके केराटिनोसाइट सेल सरफेस को और द प्रोटीन्स और द केराटिनोसाइट्स जो सेल सरफेस पर प्रेजेंट होते हैं. सो दीज अफेक्ट योर केराटिनोसाइट सेल सरफेसेस को ये अफेक्ट करती है. अब केराटिनोसाइट सरफेस में 2 मॉलिक्यूल्स होते हैं, डेस्मोग्लिन 1 एंड डेस्मोग्लिन 3. अभी डेस्मोग्लिन 1 और डेस्मोग्लिन 3 का क्या काम है, ये एक्चुअली नाम से समझ आ रहा है कि दे प्ले अ रोल इन द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ डेस्मोसोम्स. and desmosomes are responsible for cell adhesion. सेल को आपस में, दो सेल्स को आपस में प्लेस रखने के लिए, सब चिपका के रखने के लिए उसका काम होता है डेस्मोग्लिन का या डेस्मोसोम का, ठीक है. Now when these antibodies, the IgG circulating antibodies, they affect your keratinocyte cell surface or the desmoglins, तो they hinder in the desmosomes, जिसकी वजह से सेल टू सेल एडिशन लॉस हो जाता है. देयर इज लॉस ऑफ सेल टू सेल एडिशन, एंड जब सेल टू सेल एडिशन लॉस होगा, अ स्पेस इज क्रिएटेड व्हिच इज फिल्ड बाय फ्लूइड, एंड देन thus a blister is formed in between the layers. So this is about the etiopathogenesis. Simple, antibodies रोटेट कर रही है, सर्कुलेटिंग एंटीबॉडीज है बॉडी में, दे गो टू योर केराटिनोसाइट सेल सर्फेसेस, दे जाके डेस्मोग्लिन को वहां पे वो करती है, अफेक्ट करती है, स्पेस इज क्रिएटेड, फ्लूइड भर जाता है उसके अंदर, एंड देन देयर इज ब्लिस्टर फॉर्मेशन विद इन द एपिथेलियम. सो दिस इज अबाउट द etiopathogenesis of Pemphigus vulgaris. Okay, so talking about the clinical features, so as we've already mentioned in the introduction, that is characterized by the formation of vesicles and bullas. So this is a very characteristic point of the disease of pemphigus, that there are going to be small eruptions varying, like vesicles are smaller and bullas are larger, so varying from various millimeters to various centimeters and covering a larger area of the skin. The number is going to be increased on the skin. There are various going to be eruptions on the skin. Also, there is no gender predilection as such, equal distribution for males and females. Also, all races are affected. But the age group, certainly it is said, in some they say कि individuals which are younger at age are more commonly affected. In India, younger individuals are affected as compared to Western countries. But mostly it is seen in older age groups of 40 to 60 years. Okay. Now also, as you know that vesicles and bulla are going to be present. So the fluid inside them is a very thin watery fluid present. And when these bullas, they rupture, they leave an eroded surface behind. Also, a characteristic of this disease, a characteristic point important from the MCQ point of view, important from the Viva point of view, is the Nikolsky sign. Now, Nikolsky sign, what is this? You have to remember that Pemphigus vulgaris association with Nikolsky sign. It is nothing but when you rub the surfaces, when you rub your skin, the intact skin which is around your vesicles and bullas, so when you rub that skin, there is removal of that skin, and the removal, that rubbing of the skin causing the removal is known as Nikolsky sign. ठीक है, ऐसे फेविकॉल जैसे आप लगाते हो हाथ पे, so you see that there is that removal of the skin, तो kind of वैसे you have that removal, a thin layer of the skin is removed, healthy intact skin is removed, that is known as Nikolsky sign. And why this is? Because there is an disruption of the dermal epidermal junction of the skin, ठीक है, because of any prevesicular edema around, क्योंकि वहां पे ऐसा edema है, तो उसकी वजह से जो आपकी एपिडर्मिस और डर्मिस का जो जंक्शनल होता है उसका डिस्ट्रप्शन हो जाता है, जिसकी वजह से यू हैव दिस रिमूवल ऑफ द स्किन. Now also there is a variant of Pemphigus vulgaris that is known as PV का variant is PV only, that is Pemphigus vegetans. Now this is, it accounts for at least 1 to 2% of the cases, not that common variant, it's an uncommon variant of Pemphigus vulgaris. But yes, it definitely shows oral manifestations. Whenever Pemphigus vegetans is present, definitely oral manifestations are to be seen. And the most characteristic thing or most characteristic oral manifestation of Pemphigus vegetans is the cerebriform tongue. Now this we have dealt in the developmental disturbances of the tongue. So I'll give the link in the description box. Do check that video. Also pop an I button here. So this is the most characteristic point of Pemphigus vegetans, that is cerebriform tongue, that is gyries and fissures and pits these are present on the dorsal surface or the upper surface of the tongue. Okay, so moving on to the oral manifestations. Now these oral mucosal lesions, they may precede the eruptions on the skin or the cutaneous lesions by 1 month. As in, the disease firstly occurs in your oral cavity or involving your oral mucous membrane as compared to the lesions involving the skin. Also, the oral lesions are almost similar to the lesions that are occurring on the skin. So there will be definitely the presence of vesicles or bullas or erosions in the oral cavity also. So involving your buccal mucosa, your palatal surfaces, gingival surfaces, buccal surfaces. Okay, and now these are going to be painful and they are really slow to heal, or they're very slowly healing blisters, or you can say erosions or vesicles or bullas. Okay, now also in the oral cavity, now if they extend beyond, like if they extend further or this condition becomes severe, these may also involve your larynx. Now, if they involve your larynx, there is going to be hoarseness of the voice also. Okay, and sometimes what happens is, like I mentioned the Nikolsky sign, so here also there will be shedding of the intact epithelium around the bullas or the vesicles. So there is going to be shedding of the epithelium, hence there is going to be Nikolsky sign, as we have studied in the clinical features. Also, sometimes the disease progresses backwards, like involving your pharynx, larynx. So obviously the patient is uncomfortable with eating and drinking. So he obviously possesses a problem, or he has pain, or he's not able to eat or drink properly. Now, other mucosal surfaces which can be involved includes your conjunctiva, that is of eyes, your esophagus, your vagina, cervix, anus, penis. So all these mucosal surfaces can also be involved. And talking about the oral lesions, so these are similar to the lesions which are seen on the skin. Moving on to the histological features. So सबसे पहले I have told in the etiopathogenesis itself कि it's a kind of intraepithelial ulcer or intraepithelial vesicle or blister or bulla is going to be seen. Now what is the meaning of intraepithelial? That is between the epithelial layers. मतलब epithelium के बीच में ना superficial ना basal layer के नीचे, पर in between the layers of the epithelium there is a formation of the vesicle or the bulla. So histologically same दिखेगा आपको कि within the epithelial layers आपको vesicle या bulla formation दिखेगा. Also इसका मतलब तो ये क्लियर हो गया कि जो आपकी बेसल लेयर है वो इंटैक्ट है. So there is no splitting or division of the basal layer. The basal layer is going to be intact. जो भी होगा in between the layers होगा, जो भी अल्सर या बुल्ला बनेगा that is going to be formed in between the layers. Now this I have also told in etiopathogenesis. The first thing is very clear. We'll go line by line. I have told you in the etiopathogenesis कि autoimmunity होती है, bodies antibodies बनाती है against the cells, और फिर वो जाके सेल टू सेल कोहेजन को ब्रेक करते हैं या इंटरसेल्यूलर जो बॉन्ड होता है उसको ब्रेक करते हैं. तो क्या होगा, सिमिलर यहाँ पर भी होगा कि एंटीबॉडीज एक्ट करेगी और बेसल सेल के ऊपर के जो सेल्स हैं उनमें लूजनेस आएगी, उनके जो बॉन्ड्स हैं वो लूज होंगे, वीक होंगे. ठीक है, तो ये सब क्या हो रहा है, बेसल लेयर के ऊपर हो रहा है विद इन द एपिथेलियम. सो देयर इज गोइंग टू बी अ फॉर्मेशन ऑफ सुप्रा बेसिलर स्प्लिट. नाम से समझो, सुप्रा एज इन अबव, बेसिलर मतलब बेसल लेयर के ऊपर, और स्प्लिट मतलब दूर. कोहेजन, लॉस ऑफ कोहेजन, लॉस ऑफ एडिशन जिसको आप बोलोगे कि स्प्लिटिंग हो रही है, डिवाइड हो रहे हैं सेल्स क्योंकि उनके अटैचमेंट्स लूज हो रहे हैं. तो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी सुप्रा बेसिलर स्प्लिट. सो देयर इज गोइंग टू बी फॉर्मेशन ऑफ इंट्राएपिथेलियल वेसिकल्स, जिसकी वजह से देयर इज गोइंग टू बी सुप्रा बेसिलर स्प्लिट, दैट इज द अबव बेसल लेयर स्प्लिट एंड इंटैक्ट बेसल लमाइना और बेसल एपिथेलियम. इतना समझ आता है. नाउ क्योंकि सेल्स के बीच में स्प्लिटिंग होगी, ठीक है, उनके जो इंटरसेल्युलर कनेक्शंस है वो लूज बनेंगे, तो उसकी वजह से क्या होगा कि कुछ सेल्स जो है वो ऐसे छोटे छोटे ग्रुप्स बनाएंगे, अग्रीगेट्स बनाएंगे. ठीक है, एंड दीज सेल्स आर नोन एज योर ज़ैंग सेल्स. ठीक है, क्योंकि उनके लूजनिंग हुई है, उनमें डिजेनरेटिव चेंजेस आए हैं, सो सच सेल्स आर नोन एज योर ज़ैंग सेल्स. ठीक है, नाउ इनका कैरेक्टरिस्टिक पॉइंट क्या है, दो फीचर है. सबसे पहला कि दे आर गोइंग टू हैव एन एनलार्ज न्यूक्लियर. आप बाकी एपिथेलियम से आई एम गोइंग टू पॉप, you are able to see I mean you are going to see a histological picture here, so you can see the rest of the epithelium cells, they have small nuclei, but the Zang cells, they have a characteristic enlarged nucleus covering almost the cell, and also there is going to be hyperchromatism or more staining or dark staining of the nucleus. Okay, so enlarged nucleus along with hyperchromatic staining. Okay, so key points which we learn in histology, firstly is your intraepithelial vesicle or bullae, secondly is your suprabasilar split, okay, thirdly is the presence of Zang cells. Now also the vesicles or the, as it is very understood that these are filled with fluid, so this fluid is going to contain some kind of inflammatory infiltrate in the form of polymorphonuclear neutrophils or your lymphocytes. So also the connective tissue is going to contain these inflammatory infiltrate. Okay, so these are the histological features. Now moving to the last part, that is treatment of pemphigus vulgaris. So here as such there is no such specific treatment option available for pemphigus vulgaris, but the general ones, like you have to reduce the formation of blisters or vesicles or bulla, you have to promote their healing and also take care that the blisters already present are suppressed and there are no formation of new blisters. So for this you can use your immunosuppressants or your corticosteroids. Now what these will do, as we know that these relieve the inflamed areas of the skin, they reduce the swelling or any kind of allergy or itching reactions. So this could be the possible treatment for pemphigus vulgaris right now. So this is all about your pemphigus vulgaris, that is the most common variant of pemphigus. I hope you understood this and you got the topic. If you enjoyed this topic and if you really understood the topic, please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Also click that small bell button so that you're notified every time we upload a video. Thank you so much.